What's going on YouTube? It's Boy Quality Content here, and welcome back to another video of Is It Over Yet? I'm your host, James Blair, and this is my new co-host for this episode is Joel Schmidt.
Hi.
If you have noticed that the background is a little different, we're actually at Joel's house, which I won't tell you where it is because I'm not. And if the lighting's a little crappy,
It's just my room.
It's just the room. So yeah, today we watched the movie Beaster Day. Here Comes Peter Rabbit Hell, also known in some circles as the Beaster Bunny. This movie was absolutely garbage. I feel like this might be worse than Thanksgiving, this movie. It's just the acting's terrible, the CGI is horrible, every single character is annoying and just unlikable, and yeah. So if you're new to the show and you haven't been here before, then the show has 3 segments. The intro, which we just did, the plot explanation, where we explain what the entire movie in a short period of time, and then the reverse review, where each of us will pick a rating out of 5, 1 being the best and 5 being the worst, and then we put our scores together for an out of 10 rating.
Yeah.
10, meaning 10 is the worst movie ever made, and 2 is it's actually a decent movie. So yeah, the movie was directed by the
Snag Brothers.
Snag Brothers. It was written and directed by the Snag Brothers. It was released sometime. I don't know.
We don't care.
We don't care. But anyway, the movie starts after a little title sequence that is
A wedding.
that is Easter. It has Easter eggs and stuff. It goes to a wedding where a dad is getting married to his new wife, and the son comes up and he does this horrible speech
About how he hates his effing dad.
Yeah, and a joke is made, and it's really, really, like, it's bad off the bat, and then after the speech, the son just leaves the party and goes off to go hitchhiking for some reason.
Which is really stupid. And it's this really weird segment after. So as the son is like this,
Yeah.
his dad and his wife and his fiance, who is like 20 years younger in one of the son's roasts, is cutting a cake. And as they get ready to cut the cake,
The Beaster Bunny off-screen bites his hand off,
as they get the knife into the cake.
and then the Beaster Bunny then eats him and drags him away.
And, like, they're, like, as, like, their son's dying, they're, like, switching, they both have, like, spoons of cake, and they're going, like, with each other's hands. It was just a really weird segment
And
of
then
the movie.
It then cuts to a wife making dinner for this dad. The dad is also a very annoying character. Every single character in this movie is unlikable in every way. Even the main character is unlikable.
Yeah.
So basically, the dad is, like, she's cooking lots of bacon and sausage, but she doesn't want him to eat any of it because of his health, but he wants to eat some of it really, really bad and she's saying no, and I'm just like, give the man the damn bacon.
Yeah.
He
wants his damn bacon.
And then the mom gets a phone call, and it's the daughter, her daughter, and the daughter just got kicked out of her apartment. She wanted to be an actress, but she failed, so she's just saying, look, I'm going to stay with you for a couple months. But then the dad doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want his daughter in his house because she failed multiple times in different careers, and he just wants her to get a real job. So anyway, he tries to sneak some epic bacon time, but
Yeah. He got it, but he ended up stealing his damn bacon.
yeah,
Which is
behind his
good.
wife's back. It then cuts to what was the first kill? Oh yeah, it was the wife
in the house that was basically
making the horrible lemonade.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that part?
So I'll talk about that part. So basically, this wife wakes up, and she's, like, basically in, like, a dominatrix outfit for some reason. It was just really random, and she goes to make lemon water, or, like, alcohol lemon water.
Yeah, I think she just put lemons in beer, yeah.
And it was just a really weird. And she starts drinking it, and all you hear is, like, a sound behind her. And it's a Beaster Bunny.
She goes outside, and the Beaster Bunny is standing over her house. The Beaster Bunny is taller than her house. She screams, and she runs into the middle of a road, and she's like, ah!
It just stands there, just going like, ah!
She then hit by a car. I thought she was dead, but then it goes to her with her arm cut off because of a car for some reason,
Yeah.
and then the Beaster Bunny eats her. It bites into her, and then her eye comes out for some reason and flies.
In
through
choppy slow motion, so it's like,
it's flying through space and time, and it lands in the lemonade. And the husband comes in, he's like, "Ooh, lemonade!" But he doesn't see the eye, so he drinks the eye.
It's just hanging out of his
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Alright, so,
Wait, and then we cut to Doug.
yeah, so our main character of this movie is named Doug.
He is a crazy man.
So basically, in the beginning scene,
He wakes up.
He wakes up. He's very smiley. So he's like, I'm so happy. Goes into his door.
He gets dressed
He gets dressed, grabs socks, and starts shoving it into his pants.
to make his penis look larger because he is a true player.
Yeah, and then he wears a shirt.
That says Dog Catchers in the Rye.
Yeah, which I think is a reference to Catcher in the Rye, the book. But it's just a really crappy version. We want to make shirts of it. Because
We need to get those shirts.
that will be the new quality content.
The new merch.
That will be the new quality content.
So
merch.
anyway, he then tries to catch a stuffed bunny. He goes like, "Are you talking to me, bunny?" And the bunny says nothing. So then he kills the bunny and stuffs it down his pants.
pants to make his peen look bigger again.
It then cuts to a woman doing her garden. This movie, okay, one thing. This movie is so choppy. Like, it cuts to different things so fast that I didn't even, like, I might not even know what order these things come in, so if I'm wrong, please forgive me because this movie is garbage.
Every single kill is off screen. Like he'll go down to eat them, and then I'll just cut to the dead body. Nothing else.
Yeah, the dead body, and even the dead body is crappy. It's just CGI.
Yeah.
But-
So basically, during the scene, the girl is gardening, and then notices the Beaster Bunny.
No, like, she notices a trail of carrots, and she's like, "What the?" She's like, "What the effing?" And then she walks to the thing, and she sees this big pile of dirt in the middle of a field, which is poorly green screened in, by the way.
Yeah, because as you can tell, the pile of dirt. Let's use this Vans box as a little example. So say James is the girl.
Yeah.
The box looks like it's just
There.
and not even there. Like, she just stands in front of it. It looks like it's photoshopped in. Like,
Yeah.
that's how bad it was.
And then she turns around, and the Beaster Bunny is behind her. It roars, and it slashes her.
And it doesn't even cut her. It just tears her shirt off, and you can see her jugs.
Yeah, man. Like, this movie has so many unnecessary nudity in it. Like, it's so bad and weird and wrong. It's just... So then she runs around, like, for, like, 2 minutes with...
Naked.
No, not... Like, she doesn't have a shirt on.
She doesn't have a shirt on.
And there's so many weird close-ups and stuff. I just hated that entire scene, so the Beaster Bunny ends it by...
Eating her in half.
Yeah,
Like,
by eating her head off.
yeah. And then we cut to a horse riding scene.
Wait. No, I think it... No, it's the Dog Catcher of the Year award.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes to the Dog Catcher... Wait, maybe it's in order with your notes?
Yeah.
It's a dog... Okay, wait.
Oh, so now they're at the diner. So
Oh, we missed a
Oh, yeah,
bunch
so
of crap. So anyway,
after Doug had left his house,
he
their
went to his,
job, which is dog catcher in the Rye. I'm assuming the town is
Yeah.
called Rye or something.
maybe.
Ryeville or
No,
something.
I think the town is actually called Easter Dayville.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw it on a map, but you know what, that could be completely wrong. But don't blame me, blame the movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then his boss is giving out Dog Catcher of the Year awards, and they're just a thumb. It's just a golden thumb, so he gives the #1 award to this guy named Hector, and Doug is very mad about this because he says that this is the only year that he hasn't gotten Best Dog Catcher of the Year award.
Muffin.
So anyway, he tries to take it back, but, you know, so then Hector leaves, and Doug is very mad about this. So then it goes to
The diner
the
scene.
diner scene where the daughter and the dad are talking. The dad from the bacon scene earlier.
The dad
They're-
still just wants his damn bacon. Like,
Yeah,
the daughter won't give it to him.
yeah.
And
So then,
she says, so basically they're talking about like Lone, and she's like, I don't want to be an artist anymore. I want to be a poet. And then he's like, you failed at this, you failed at that, you failed at this, now you want to be a failed poet. And she's like, I am an artist. I need you to waste me with your wallet.
I need you. I'm a flower. I need you to water me with your wallet.
Exactly.
Which is the dumbest line I've ever heard in my life.
And then he was talking about like, so with a napkin you can like make it into a boat or a hat. And then she's like,
But it's still just a napkin.
and then the dog's like, well, what if it just wants to be a napkin? And like,
Why
what
do you
if
think?
it's something it's not? He's like, well, I think it's an effing napkin.
And he slams it down the table.
And
Really hard.
yeah. So then the next scene is a horseback riding scene, and for some reason in this scene
They only had one horse, so
they had one horse, so they had the CGI rest of them.
Yeah.
And the Beaster Bunny, how it was taller than a 2-story house for some reason. This time it's like 2 times the size of a horse pen fence.
So only like that big.
And then now it's like it was like this big, and now it's like this big.
Yeah.
So
The Beast Bunny has size changing abilities for some reason.
yeah.
I don't know why, but it just does.
And
So
the Beaster Bunny looks like the Abominable Snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the stop-motion film.
except it's bad. It's
Yeah.
worse.
And
That-
then the
that movie
CGI is very terrible in the scene.
Actually, I
'cause
think they did the Beaster Bunny CGI. Some people were saying that it was a puppet too. Like it looks.
it was
more
probably a puppet.
Like, yeah, it looks more like a puppet, which I could forgive because it's a puppet, but still, it's bad. Because it doesn't even like hop. It just. We're recording, yeah.
I know.
Cool.
I gotta go.
Okay.
Are you almost done?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah.
We just have like a few more minutes. You can just cut that part out.
Oh yeah. So yeah, basically, anyway. Yeah, the Beaster Bunny just like goes towards her like this, super slowly, and then the Beaster Bunny kills her by eating her top half off. But the Beaster Bunny never actually eats anything; it just bites it off and spits it back out for some reason, which is weird. But yeah, and then her bottom half is just still on the horse and it's riding.
Yeah, so in the next scene, it turns out that the Brenda, I think was her name?
Brenda.
Brenda or
Yeah.
something, whatever along.
Brenda
And Doug
gets
are
a job at
yeah, but
Brenda
Doug.
gets a job at the dog catcher of Arai.
And Doug and Brenda are basically kind of like switching roles as main characters. It was like really weird. But Hector was thinking of giving away his trophy at his bowling committee thing that he does. And Doug was like, don't betray the dog catchers in the rye, because that's like jizzing the face in Lady...
and Lady Liberty.
And it was just really weird. And he's like, it's just like saying, I'm going to move to North Korea and create a synchronized communist dance squad.
Yeah.
It was a really weird scene.
It was a really weird scene. That kind of made me laugh, the synchronized communist dance squad.
Yeah.
So
We had to pause it and laugh.
So after that little plot piece, it cuts to a boyfriend and a girlfriend going through the woods. For some reason, she gets naked. I don't know why, but
To
she
go
did.
skinny dipping, she said.
Yeah,
And for
she-
some reason, it showed all of her body parts. It was disgusting.
It was weird. It was very, very weird. But anyway, so then the boyfriend, so she runs away and the boyfriend has to find her. So then he goes to this tree and you can see like her butt coming out of the
Yeah.
tree. But then when she rounds the corner, it's just her lower half. And then the Beaster Bunny, and then
But, like, the boyfriend is like, oh. It's like, he was like, oh. Like, he was having, like, I don't know, a sexual, like, thing happening. And it was really weird.
anyway, the Beaster Bunny chases him a little bit, and he ends up in the bushes, and he sees his knife and his cigs. He's a smoker, so he needs to smoke. So then he reaches for the knife. I thought he was reaching for the knife, but he picks up his cigs and he smokes them. And then he
And then
runs
gets
out,
eaten.
and then he gets killed by the Beaster Bunny.
Well, I think we should teleport to your house, James. Teleport.
Wait, are we cutting this? Why?
Because you have to go.
Well, we don't
We
have
have-
to go right now. We can still.
But, like, we have, like,
We can really just. I can really just explain this in the next couple of minutes for like. It'll take me like. Okay. What? Super fast speed since we have to go.
Oh, I
So
thought-
then it goes to
The
the mayor, who is a
a complete
complete
biatch.
complete asshole. This mayor guy. Anyway, he's like, "Am I the stop sign king?" Because you need to complete a stop sign. So then he goes inside.
He's also a major hippie.
He's a hippie. He smokes a lot. But anyway, he goes in and his police officer is like, "Oh yeah, we need to get ready for the Easter Dayville parade or whatever." And he's like, "Oh okay." and he promotes underage drinking and stuff. Because this mayor is a very evil boy,
Yeah.
and the police officer is also in on it. So he's like ha 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 ha, ha,
Yeah.
and they're evil laughing. And then it cuts to
A rock climbing scene.
rock climbing scene, and after she walks up to the rock, she stretches.
Which was just like, it was like extreme like music, like, duh, it was like the Rocky music where it was like, duh, 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 where she was like stretching and like getting ready to climb a rock that's probably like not even that big.
Yeah. So then, after doing that stretching scene, she then climbs up the rock, only to be eaten by the Beaster Bunny.
But as she was climbing up the rock, in the left corner,
you
could see one of the film crew members walking around the corner of the rock.
Yeah. And then after that, I think is
It was
Doug.
another naked skinny dipper with
Oh yeah, the mayor.
So the mayor was busy with, apparently he said the girl was 17. The mayor looks like he's like
The
49.
mayor is an ass face.
Yeah, but like, and like, it was another naked girl, which was disgusting again.
And then he just like, yeah, we don't have to talk about that scene. It's just
Yeah.
him talking to the other people.
Yeah.
And then what happens after that?
The tree rat.
Oh yeah.
The tree rat
Oh
scene.
yeah, they go to another dog catcher in the rye who has a net that's also a hockey stick. And he's like walking through the woods. He's been sent to catch a tree rat, which is a squirrel. He then goes to see the tree rat, and then he realizes that the Beaster Bunny is behind him. And
But as he steps, he'll step, and then the Beaster Bunny will make a loud
yeah, the
stomp.
Beaster Bunny is in the background walking towards him. But every time he steps,
The Beaster Bunny will step.
stomp.
And like he'd be going like da-da-da-da-da, and
So
the Beaster Bunny would be doing like da-da-da-da at the
Yeah,
exact
yeah.
same
It was
time.
actually kind of a funny scene.
Yeah.
But you know, it still doesn't redeem this movie.
Yeah, he died in the end.
He died in the end. He got kicked into a net, and then he got eaten.
Yeah, so no more notes.
And then it cuts to him immediately. Everyone's like, oh, he died.
Oh no, he was like, that was like the first time we ever saw him in the whole movie.
He died. Everyone's crying. And then, yeah, and then some other people are, doing stuff, and
Apparently,
I think,
Doug calls Hector gay and says that he's gay and doesn't
yeah,
want.
Doug likes Brenda, who's the main character. Doug likes the main character, and then she's like, and then he's like, oh, Hector's gay, I know. And then,
And then she's like, wait, you know?
like, are you gay? And he's like, no, I'm not gay. Like, Doug is a psychopath.
Yeah, he's a huge pedophile also.
And then, so basically, it goes back to the mayor who's giving another speech about safety weapons.
Yeah.
And he says that the Beaster Bunny attacks were just because the Amish made electronic rakes to kill people for some reason, which
it
is
was
dumb.
Really weird.
So then he has a whole bunch of safety weapons put out, and, like, they aren't even, like, they're tools. Like, he has a wrench that's made out of Jell-O and stuff for some reason.
And then the bridge was made of Jell-O
yeah.
to solve world hunger.
Yeah. And then it goes to, oh yeah, it goes to Hector in the woods looking for whatever. He's just sitting there with his trophy, and then Hector is seen by the Beaster Bunny. He then runs around, and then he falls onto the thumbs up trophy, and it stabs him through, and like blood spurting out of there.
Out of the trophy.
And
I don't know how.
And then the Beaster Bunny eats him, but he eats his lower half, but it's covered by blood on the camera.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't afford any more CGI.
Yeah.
So.
And then it just cuts to the next scene, which is the Easter day.
No. Wait. Oh, yeah. So then Doug realizes that Hector died, so he tries to comfort, he tries to comfort Brenda, because Brenda liked, Hector, and then Doug goes to investigate this thing. He says that since Hector was the second best dog catcher, I'll be the best dog catcher. So then he goes to try to catch the Beaster Bunny, even though he doesn't know that's a giant bunny. He then sees the bunny and runs back to dog catcher in the rye.
And was like yelling around town like, there's a giant bunny, and then he walks up to a door and is like, no, that's one's door.
The chief then says, go home and rest, and then I forgot his name, Doug. Doug runs around town, he's screaming, like, the killer bunny's coming.
There's just this really one
and then he runs up to people who are like saying the end of the world is gonna happen, and he's like, oh yeah, the giant Easter bunny is coming and he's gonna eat everyone.
And they didn't believe him.
They didn't believe him, so he's like, oh yeah, there's two guys kissing, and they all get
And
distracted.
then they all
and he
just
runs away.
run away.
And then he runs to
This guy's house, and like he starts knocking on the door, and the guy's like,
hey,
what the F do you want? And then he's like, well, there's a giant bat. He's like, hey, do you have a picture? He's like, well, no. And I was like,
and then the guy takes out a bat. And
he's
he
like,
runs
I'm gonna
away.
beat your ass if you don't get off my porch.
And then the guy and then
Runs.
Doug runs and,
And then
he
he
gets
gets-
knocked out by
and-
some people.
And gets taken to a mental hospital.
And then it cuts to the Easter Dayville parade where the mayor's running around and doing stuff, and the police officers running around doing stuff, and Doug is shouting from a mental asylum, which is right next to the festival, I believe.
Which is really weird.
And then, yeah,
Then the beast
the
then
Beaster Bunny shows up.
kills a few people. What was
He
really
kick-
funny is he stomps on the mayor, and the mayor gets splatted into a blood pool of a peace sign.
Yeah, it looks like a peace sign. He then He then catches up to a fat guy that's running and eats him. He then triple decapitates
These
people.
people. And then Brenda goes to her dad, who is acting like a pig to get bacon from his mom. He's like,
Which is the weirdest scene. Actually, everything is the weirdest scene in this movie.
yeah.
But anyway, he tells them that the gun cabinet's downstairs. So then she gets the key, and he.
It's
goes,
not a cabinet. It's like a full entire room.
It's like a
of
store
guns.
of guns. I'm like, he must own a gun store. But yeah, she gets a shotgun and she gets a carrot costume, and he breaks Doug out of the mental asylum.
Gets Doug to dress up in the carrot costume.
And then it comes to the police officer with a gun, and he's like, "I'll get you." He shoots the Beaster Bunny, but then he realizes it's just like a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
And it has a picture of a mayor on it, like going like
Like,
this.
hey.
He's like, "Damn, safety gun." And then he gets
Dies.
eaten. And then Doug runs around the carrot costume for a little bit. He chases the Beaster Bunny. No, the Beaster Bunny chases him, and then he runs to Brenda. And Brenda
Brenda
uses a
shoots
shotgun. He shoots the Beaster Bunny 3 times and it dies. Like, it's a giant thing. Why it takes that much for it to go down?
Yeah.
And then Doug perches up on it, and he's like, and then he walks up to Brenda, and then he's like, "You want to go on a date with a hero?" And
She's like, I thought you were gay.
he's like again, and he's like, she's like, "I wonder how it got so big." And he's
And then-
like,
and they're
then
just
they
looking
think,
around
and
for,
they
like-
just think over the credits roll.
And it's like 3 minutes long.
But yeah, that's the end of the Beaster Bunny / Beaster Day.
Yeah.
And yeah, what would you give this out of 5 being the worst and 1 being the best?
5.
I give it a 5 too. This might be worse than Thanksgiving. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Worst movie in the world. Worst movie ever. I would never ever recommend to anyone watch this.
Yeah. We
I
will
would
try
never
to
watch
get dog catchers in the rye shirts
Yeah.
for merch. If we get to 100, if James gets
Gets
to
to
100
100
subscribers, we will make dog catcher in the rye shirts.
But yeah, this has been the end of this video of Is It Over Yet? Please smash that like button, comment down below, share with friends, subscribe to Digital Club. This has been Boy Quality Content. And this has been the episode of Is It Over Yet? I'm the host, James Blair, and my co-host, Joel
Joel
Schmidt. And we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Bye.